Newsflash! Penacony's Charmony Festival has entered its countdown phase. Accompanied by Clocky's TikToks, after 12 system hours, this grand celebration will commence with much fanfare.
I already told you! We can talk things out!
I'm sorry, Fluffy. I really have something urgent to attend to, so I had no choice but to resort to asking this favor of you all.
Since you already know what you're doing, I'll also have to remind you of its risks.
Hey, partner, what's with the hostility? I thought pulling this thing out was just a way of saying hello.
For the last time, state your identity and purpose.
My name's Boot Hill, and I'm a Galaxy Ranger.
A Galaxy Ranger?
You look like you seen a ghost. Did you think we all went extinct? Well, that's the price you pay for being off-grid for too long.
The righteous heroes of the hunt would never hijack the Astral Express.
I ain't hijacked anything. What, chatting with someone while holding the gun is considered a hijacking?
It probably is.
Pardon my frankness, but there are plenty of rumors in the cosmos regarding the Galaxy Ranger's current status, and none of them are pretty stories. I have a hard time believing you.
Oh, this is hilarious. The tale that this bunch of fools spin is getting out of hand. There's even a bit about the Galaxy Rangers being turned into gibbons by Dr. Primitive, and they're in some valley screwing around on swings. Of course, I know you won't believe me, which is also why, similarly, I have a hard time believing that you're the real Nameless. See the bullets in this gun? 9mm, an eternal classic. I may need the Astral Express's help right now, but if you're an imposter just like that one, then this bullet might just end up in my head. I can't allow myself to be exposed to danger. That's just the way it goes, so you all have to first prove yourselves. Huh? Where are you going?
Recognize this?
It's a model fudger. The Jade Abacus of Ally and Oath. The CN Joe really gave this to you guys?
Model fudger?
This is the Jade Abacus gifted to the Express by the Shenzhou Luofu's general, Jing Yuan. Its presence on board serves as the Shenzhou Alliance's official recognition of the Express. Is that enough?
Not bad, kiddo. And across these sprawling stars, a gentle squeeze is all it takes to rustle up a whole legion of Cloud Knights. Now, I reckon that'd be one fudging sight to behold.
Now it's your turn.
Been ages since the Galaxy Rangers had the spotlight shown on them. We ain't equipped with such fancy gadgets. But I've been around the block enough to know the way to handle these types of situations is easy as pie. All right then. Feel free to toss any questions my way. Let's see if my answers can't turn your trust. If your gut tells you otherwise, still ain't too late to show me the door.
And why would I play along?
If I truly am a real Galaxy Ranger, you stand to lose nothing.
All right then. Tell me, what kind of organization are the Galaxy Rangers?
My friend, this question is a hard one. I don't think I can even consider us an organization to begin with. Everyone's on their own fated path along the hunt, with their own resolute sense of righteousness and not so welcome among such so-called universal values.
This reply does not instill trust, and only makes your predicament more precarious.
I'm guessing you're gonna ask about some form of shared faith, right? But us Galaxy Rangers don't need that sort of thing. What brings us together is a shared bottom line. Never bully the weak. Never kill the innocent. These oaths aren't some lofty beliefs, but the fundamental bottom line that one must never cross as a person. As Galaxy Rangers, we strictly adhere to the bottom line. When someone crosses them, the hunt's vengeance will surely come knocking. And in this moment, the other crucial meaning of bottom line comes into play. As long as you don't cross it, you're free to do whatever you please. You catch my drift?
Second question. Why do you seek trouble with the Astral Express?
I already said that I seek no trouble. I must go to Penacony for a matter. But I don't have an invite. And I can't even enter the family's hotel doors. If only I could borrow the Nameless's identity. The entire cosmos knows your guess of the family.
Aren't the Galaxy Rangers also esteemed guests?
Oh, you've hit the nail on the head. This is why I'm here. It's fine if I tell you. The Rangers are pursuing an imposter. A son of a nice lady posing as one of us. She's on Penacony right now. My informant is a memo keeper. She's the same as all mimetic organisms, appearing one moment and gone the next. Ugh, she scares the fudge out of me. Still, she gave me some vital info.
That Galaxy Ranger imposter. Who is it?
Is that the third question?
Is it a hard question?
It isn't. Just that you might not believe me. That person calls herself Acheron. And according to our informant, she could be an emanator of nihility.
That's impossible.
That's what I said. Don't worry. When I first received the news, I had the exact same reaction as you.
IX never gives anyone so much as a first glance, and that's perfectly normal. What reason would they have to bequeath strength unto mortals?
Then you must know that emanators can also conceal their own identities, which, for many people, it's better that way. Otherwise, there'd be wanton bloodshed across the cosmos, or even, perhaps, turning their back on the path they're supposed to follow. I had the good fortune of running into an elation emanator. Its appearance was no different than that of those clowns. If it weren't through sheer luck that I got it drunk, I would have never known of its eminent status. Even in the purest hunt, you'll find the Xianzhou Alliance under the spotlight and Galaxy Rangers lurking in the shadows. Paths are into wrecking that nihility emanators don't exist. Well, maybe we just ain't nihilistic enough. So, do you understand now? Your companions are in danger, and it's pretty harrowing. If you don't want to believe me, you'd best send a message to them, but I'd advise you to move fast. We don't know what's happening in the dreamscape or how much of what the memo keeper said is true. And that Acheron, who knows what she intends to do.
I don't intend to do anything.
That's not up to you. Did you know People who come to the land of dreams for the first time, they'll subconsciously stop to reaffirm that they're still walking on solid ground. And then they will unanimously raise their heads to gaze at the sky. Be it reality or dream, staring at the sky is instinctual for humanity. Since the day that the golden hour was completed, it's always been there, watching over every single night of decadence. But now this night sky has been mercilessly severed, dyed with the mist of nihility. And this whole event happened within the course of a single slash of a blade.
A single slash of a blade isn't really accurate. It was actually 2 blades, just that the second one was faster.
That's not the point. Many guests who weren't supposed to be invited have gathered at this banquet. Even if the harmony is all-embracing, I have no choice but to show some of them the door. For the sake of Penacony and the peace. The planet of festivities has no place for you, a puppet of nihility. Those who live in the shadows do not bear the right to tread the illuminated stage.
Speaking of living in the shadows, there's probably not much difference between us. It's only polite to reveal your true self, at least when speaking to others. Penacony's Dream Master.
That's just another reason that you can't stay. Whether you believe it or not, this is the real me. We are one.
Is this the unity that the family espouses?
My mortal shell has long since dissipated. The Oak family's 107,336 offspring are now my eyes, ears, and mouths, spreading joy across dreams when required, and in times of essential need, exiling evil from this haven in my stead.
From the sound of it, it seems like you're asking me to leave Penacony.
I am glad that you're an understanding one. Alas, I'm not asking.
If you think you can.
Are you threatening me?
I ended it with a period. It was a statement, not a threat. Knowing who I am and still showing such malice. You're not the first, nor will you be the last. This scene played out many times before. And usually, when faced with my questions, most people retort, "Why can't I?" The result has invariably been that they can't.
You are confident, but be reminded, the family is forgiving, but not weak. The cords of the harmony extend across worlds. If you do not comply, when the blade is unsheathed for even a hair's breadth, you will never be able to escape the eternal Centurion's wrath in all of your lifetime. 137 individuals. That is how many heathens I have exiled since I became Dream Master. Among them were those who once severed my wings. And here I stand again, about to add another mark to the tally.
And you will die. I mean, all of you will. But that won't come to pass. I'll do as you ask. I'll leave.
A wise choice.
I wasn't aware there was a choice.
To you, that surely is the only option. Please bear in mind, you and Penacony are of different worlds. Those born on the far bank cannot seek solace across the river. Leave and never return. The radiance of the planet of festivities is overwhelmingly bright, luring in tricksters, wrongdoers, and criminals. But even the harmony itself will never welcome the self-annihilator of nihility. And even more so, when this self-annihilator heralds the destruction of everything. Your strength is obviously a gift of the sleeping and shapeless, immeasurable and fathomless, like a tributary spawned from the abyss that brings death and sin to all. Acheron, a befitting name.
Take it from someone on the other side of your so-called river. You know better than I do that Penacony has already deviated from the harmony. Whatever your intentions may be, I foresee only one outcome. Its future holds nothing but nihility. Just like all the worlds that have drowned in their shadow.
Attention, please. The unusual event that occurred moments ago was due to a technical malfunction at Clock Studios theme.
Oh, I swear that was no movie shoot. So many chips fell from the sky, and I even caught one of them. But
Excuse me. Are you talking about the Clock Studios theme park incident?
yeah, what about it? Oh, Miss Robin, am I seeing things right?
No need to worry. I apologize for any inconvenience caused to your delightful dream journey. What you just mentioned about the chips really piqued my interest. Would you mind providing more details about the incident?
Oh, it was just those chips you normally see everywhere. The green ones? They fell from the sky as if it were raining.
And then those chips simply disappeared. It appears to be the dream sim tech the Iris family has been developing.
Huh? Miss Robin, you mean those chips were all part of a performance? But I really...
Shh. This technology hasn't been made public yet. It was originally planned to debut at the Charmony Festival, but it seems it's been leaked. Can you help me keep this secret? The raining chips were supposed to be part of my act.
Oh, I see. Then it all makes sense now. I'll do anything to help make the Charmony Festival a success.
Thank you. As appreciation.
Oh, this button is...
Press it at just the right moment in the celebration, and there could be an unexpected treat in store for you. All right, it looks like there are other guests who are also so many people talking about it. This commotion at the theme park definitely made waves.
The family promised they would protect the guests within the dreamscape, but the family needs to provide a reasonable explanation, or I'll take my loved ones and return.
It appears the good sir has seen many great events. However, their target is not the ordinary guests, but—
Miss Robin, I know the Bloodhound. The family can try their best to protect their reputation.
But as you can see, sir, perhaps the dreamscape is not as perfect as promised. But there's no place safer than dreams—
I could stay here, but keep in mind, guests come to Penacony to enjoy the dreamscapes.
Of course.
You've had quite a bit to drink. Sure you're okay?
Hello.
Nothing to be worried about.
Hey, are you a fool?
Huh? I'm sorry.
Hey, don't
Oh, we've sealed off the theme park.
Rest assured, Miss Robin will
I trust you guys. But
Actually, I was there shortly after it happened.
Miss Robin, tell you the truth.
thank you all for your loyalty towards the faith. Of course, the family did not agree.
No wonder. So this is the main reason why the IPC...
Don't worry. Mr. Sunday is currently tracking his where—
Please be assured, Miss Robin, we—
Thank you for your hard work. This is a small gift prepared by the Iris family for the guests.
I can't believe I received—
If trouble comes knocking on our door, we're not afraid.
Miss Robin?
I didn't—
I can't...
Preparation is important. Regarding the recent—
But, are you... Plus, I met that generous gentleman. He looked really...
Everyone, please do not panic.
Even if you say...
Some people just never listen, do they?
Miss Robin?
Still, I suppose I should keep on helping everyone.
Huh?
Here, take this. Make sure to take good care of it until the opening of the Charmony Festival. You never know.
We're back to where it all began. You entered the golden hour from this place. And it is also from here where you will enter the true Penacony. It is a pleasure to journey alongside you once more. But it's time I laid bare the entire truth before you. As you might have heard, I also go by another name. Stellaron Hunter Sam. I'm fine. Sorry, I hope I haven't scared you. I know you have many questions. Do you remember when we encountered death in that strange dreamscape? When I was caught by that meme? In that instant before it killed me, I saw the reflection of another dreamscape in its ghastly pupils. So, following the clues in the script, I came up with some theories about the meme. That's why I instructed Silverwolf to issue invitations, drawing everyone to the Dreams Hotel. I intended to call upon death before you arrived, to solve the riddle using more direct means, and then invite you to join. However, contrary to my wishes, I couldn't defy the script. And I didn't get a chance to explain it to you. It is how you see now. I was impaled by the bladed wings of death. the heck, but after the momentary numbness subsided, I was still alive. And it was just as I thought. I had arrived at a place starkly different from this beautiful dream. Beneath the dreamscape of Penacony lies another, more chaotic, more primal memory zone. Its name? Land of the Exiles. And so, then I returned to the hotel in the dreamscape, hoping to tell you of its existence. Yet I could not reveal my own identity. So, I could only divert your party's attention and lure you away from the battlefield. And after, all my attempts proved futile. It wasn't until not long ago when a crimson blade of light shattered the high wall of the dream, causing you all to fall far into the abyssal depths of the dreamscape. And that's it. That is all that's happened so far. I know it's tough to believe all this without reservations. I just want to say, you are very close to the final answer. Now, let's leave this place. Please close your eyes. Take a deep breath and visualize the dreamscape's outline in your heart. And remember, you must not open your eyes at all times. 3, 2, 1. Don't be afraid. The one who has come to greet us has arrived. I never knew you could do this. Do you have a driver's license?
I do.
That is surprising.
Why? Because this is Japella, the city of sins?
I'm just thinking that you haven't slept in 26...
I'm fine. I'll survive. Same goes for you.
I'm not so sure about that. Slow down a bit.
Infiltration is over. Feel free to activate Sam anytime you like.
There's still some time before the next part of the script unfolds. Let me stay a little longer in this body. Such a long tunnel. Didn't feel this long when I set off.
In half a system hour, it will lead us to Kafka.
Is that...
It's in your script too.
Sorry.
Their destiny won't change just because of your selective ignorance. I told you before.
What about you then? Is this the moment you finally find the death you've been looking for?
As always, it's a blank slate.
Because I'm currently in a car with a sleep-deprived driver. I just want to get there in one piece.
This car has full self-driving capabilities. I'll just put my hand on the steering wheel. Will that do?
Hey, don't take everything so seriously. Elio would always say there's only one type of destiny. But before that moment arrives, we can still choose.
After today, Japella's name will disappear from cosmic history. That's your next stop.
Land of the Dream.
I hope you find...
Glad to see you're safe and sound.
Close your eyes. This is the answer.
Isn't it incredible?
The question that has been perplexing us, does death really exist? And every emergence of that meme is related to the walk.
The atmosphere here is starkly different from the beautiful dream. But from the whispers of the residents.
It's that man again. Always in the right place. Himiko and March have already...
The real dreamscape, the land of the exiles. Before we go, should we speak to everyone first?
Stream forth the gleam of old blades.
I'm really sorry for 2 reasons. Firstly, the script. That aside, there were... Thank you. Elio only gave me one instruction. Elio's scripts used to revolve and expand around certain specific Stellarons. But with your appearance, this condition... Do you still remember that medical cabin I told you about? Well, it is the cradle of my vitality. And the meaning of my birth. The timescale of Dreamflux Reef differs from reality.
Something on your mind? No wonder Miss Acheron is so averse to drawing her blade. It's hard to imagine such Don't feel burdened by this. Even without that Stellaron inside you, Aventurine would still... During your investigation, he shared a vital piece of information. Mikhail, the former watchmaker, but this is precisely where the problem lies. And now, with Firefly mentioning his name. Before we found you, she'd already revealed... Who would have thought that the Molten Knight's true identity was actually a young... But she didn't reveal all her secrets. I hope you've regained a little...
Keep going straight down this alley, and it'll lead to an elevator. It'll take us to the center of the land.
Did you also get kicked out of the beautiful dream? Tell me what I should do. Tell me what I should do.
Hi there, friend. I hear the Watchmaker's legacy is...
What a huge clockly. Looks like the Watchmaker also left his mark on Dreamflux Reef.
Supreme Force, the gleam of old blades.
Unbelievable. To think there's a settlement of this size within the dreamscape. And all beyond the family's reach. The atmosphere in this fortress is pretty different from that in the...
When I first saw it, I was in awe too. What's even more bizarre is that this place is also separated into trade and residential areas. The layout may be simple, but the facilities are very comprehensive. It seems that there are quite a number of people living here.
Though both dreamscapes have distinct styles, the architectural but there's no point in overthinking things. Let's meet up with Himiko and...
Take a right turn at the end of this road and you'll reach the trade district.
Not coming with us?
The Astral Express likely needs room for some internal deliberation. In the meantime...
Sure. Letting her go was the right decision. Further observations are needed before... Let's go. He's right. The Reverie Hotel's bellboy. How did he end up here? We'd better check.
It is perfect for me.
I'm just a wallflower.
You were the guest from before.
Hello, Misha. I'm well.
Tick-tock! Old friend and new friend! Let's high-five!
Your, memory zone mean?
Nope. Clocky is a good friend of mine. We all live here. How did you two get here? This dreamscape isn't supposed to be open to the public. I wonder...
So, this...
Yep. After my work in the beautiful dream ends, I'll go back home. Commuting used to be more convenient, but ever since travel became cumbersome, Sleepy started ferrying people back and forth between...
This...
Sleepy is a memory zone meme. looks fierce and has many eyes.
Based on the description, that meme is indisputably death.
Death? Not in a dream, surely. Sleepy's just a little...
I see. Has it brought back any guests?
I see. Then you'll have to speak with... Mr. Yang, is it Miss Robin?
Just as I thought. Considering...
If you're looking for Miss Robin, I can lead the way.
If it's not too much trouble.
Oh, I haven't. But how about this? Since it's your first time here and she's gone to Mrs. Grace's to visit the children. She won't be leaving anytime soon.
All right then. Well, we now know the answer to both murder cases that have come. Yes, that's my thinking as well.
Say, you...
I can't shake off this strange feeling. Forget it. It's done.
Everyone, look! From here, you can see the most spectacular view of Dreamflux Reef.
A black hole? No.
Oh, so Mr. Yang is also versed in Memoria dynamics. Look! There she is!
My calculations are finally done. In another 10 system hours, the above dream... I'm Kami, a dreamscape. See that huge gaping hole? It was just a narrow rift many years ago, but now it's grown into... But the scary part is, according to my calculations, the flow rate of... By constantly improving upon Madame Rosalina's memory, after 10 system hours, the dream...
Please don't worry. This sort of thing has happened.
You don't say. There was...
Oh, do you know her...
We're very interested in Madame...
Why, of course. She's an excellent scholar of Regrettably, due to the presence of the Garden of Recollection, ordinary people don't pay much attention to the nature of Memoria. I came to Penacony to learn more about my idol, and went to... I felt it. The source is in... the golden...
Does the name Madame Rosaline... That's right. It seems like she did a great deal of research.
Miss Katie regularly mentions her. I hear Madame Rosalina passed away during the prison war. Our destination is the commercial district.
Let me go! Please, come to your senses. I'm begging you. Ghost! There's a ghost! Oh my. I'm human and... Mr. Yang and Mr. Quickly, come help! I bumped into a member of the family on the way here. Let me go! Let me go! Well, this is... Me? A ghost? Don't make me hit you. He thinks he's dead. Although, when I...
Dear guest, this...
That's right. Did you...
You're talking to someone invisible. If I'm not dead, what am I? I shouldn't have pushed my luck. So stop asking!
You're not talking about them...
Don't say that name!
Okay.
Still waters of oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
He passed out. His intense negative emotions attracted the...
I see. Unlike in the Sweet Dream, people here don't see Memory Zone memes as dangerous monsters. And even if... But we can't just leave this man here.
We can ask Jessie for help. I've gotten to know many locals while waiting for you guys. Everyone here is living a self-sufficient life. I don't know how to describe it, but this place feels like the real dreamscape.
Done for!
I knew you couldn't hold your liquor. Tried to warn you too.
Let's see how you handle a stroke of genius like this.
Evening, Jessie.
Welcome, Miss Mart.
These two are my friends.
I see. There have been a lot of new faces lately. Things must be tough in the beautiful dream. The few remaining havens...
Do such things often?
Not really, but they're becoming more frequent now. This man has had quite the shock.
Hello, V...
That must be Robin.
Huh? Robin? But
Misha's about to take us to her to find out what happened.
We met some stowaways in the resident... I heard that places like Dreamflux... I also heard that when Dreamflux...
If that's true, it's no wonder there are...
Himeko must be... This is where we split up. She can't be too far away.
So that's how it is.
To borrow Gallagher's catchphrase,
Himeko, here they...
Ah, perfect timing. Now that everyone's here, I'd like to introduce everyone to Micah, who's partly in charge of the Land of the Exiles. Micah, these are my companions.
it's a pleasure to meet the Nameless.
You...
I've been keeping an eye on you since the day you arrived in Penacony. We would have met under more... Please.
Grave?
Life in Dreamflux Reef is pretty liberating. Everyone here mostly keeps to themselves.
You're too modest, Micah. When lost dream chasers stumble upon this place, you're the one who takes care of them.
So, On that note, Mr. Mika, which tomb...
They're actually just symbolic stones. But since you're... but before that, you have an
important guest? Who could it be?
This way, please. The roads here in Dreamflux Reef are a bit run down, so watch your step.
Let's have a toast to dreamscape, stranger.
So this is the so-called freedom.
I'm just a wallflower.
There she is.
Everyone sang so wonderfully. It's not often that I tried this music.
Oh, I can't thank you enough, Robin.
It was nothing, Grace. Life must be quite difficult.
That's right.
Whenever it's time to say goodbye to these kids, they're reluctant to leave. But I've explored every...
It seems you truly are a child. Emma and Andy are orphans I took under my wing. Carol there, with her blind eyes, used to work. If we compare people to birds, and me, an old lady with no...
I'm glad that you...
Don't worry, Robin. Dreams have... But you know what? Emma and Gary aren't plagued by their insecurities anymore. You see, in dreams, we learn how to live.
And should our feathers be damaged, then we share our wings. There's no need to covet an illusory sky in dreams.
It's a relief to see you sing.
It's nice to see you all again, Astral Express crew.
Since you're here...
Ever since I returned to Penacony, my voice started to change, until it gradually faded away. At first, I thought it was a temporary ailment, but now it seems the root of the problem goes way beyond me. There are elements around me that don't align with the harmony. Losing my voice is just one of the signs of the Sweet Dreams collapse.
The Sweet Dreams collapse.
While I was away from Penacony, the boundaries of the 12 dreamscapes kept expanding outward. Later, I discovered the secret letters from the IPC ambassador, the land of the exiles, concealed by the family under the...
Hearing you speak, it sounds as if you're...
I hate to admit it, but the harmony in this place resonates more broadly than within the Sweet Dream. It's regrettable, but the family has experienced betrayal. The traitor, or trade, this is not the strong defending the weak, but rather the strong exploiting the weak. A world without equality won't ever be favored by the harmony.
Could there be another force influencing the family's shift in... Considering what happened with Acheron, it's difficult to conceive...
I'd heard about what happened to the Xianzhou elect. Regardless, I cannot accept my home is moving. I must uncover the reason why Mikhail cut ties with the family. And I've decided to forgo my role and never step foot on the Charmony Festival stage again.
Look here, brother. A little bird.
Looks like a fledgling Charmony dove. But Charmony doves don't live here. So how did this little bird get here? Maybe its parents...
It looks weak and frail.
This place is too dangerous for a
Okay. A bird like that must have a beautiful singing voice.
I'll ask the family head to build a cage for it.
A cage?
Let's see. What is it that has captured the attention of the two best... Oh, poor little...
I do.
Why?
Even if it's small and not fully feathered, and can't say birds.
That's quite...
I think she's right. But if we...
As you probably know, Charmony doves can fly through the air. We've seen this spectacle so many times that we think it's just their ancestors were too weak to survive on the ground. After countless attempts by many...
So, you mean...
Well, that's an idealistic way of...
I think people believe birds are meant to fly because... they've...
That's an interesting...
For now, I'll keep it in a...
Well said, kids. It seems...
We will take good care of it.
Yeah.
And what might that...
What if this little I mean, if there are fledglings, should we let them go back to the sky?
Talking in your sleep, Birdie? Huh? Need a hand? Yeah. Happy about that.
Where is Robin?
I knew that was going to be the first thing you'd ask. Don't worry, your sister is here, safe and sound. If I were you, I'd be more worried about myself. After all, right in front of you is the guy who just stabbed you in the chest with a dagger.
If you wanted to kill me, you wouldn't give me...
So, you figured out who I am, huh? No wonder you had the guts to go against the Dream Master in the...
Choice.
You are aware of my plan and see through my act. I'm suggesting we cooperate.
Cooperate?
The fact that the famous Robin has chosen my side. Plus...
I find it hard to believe a man who's...
Fine. You don't have to trust me. The sense of justice inside of you.
Show me, Rob.
All right. As...
Huh?
What's your trick this...
Just kidding.
And the crew, too.
That'd be great.
This is the monument I mentioned earlier.
Rosalina, and...
When Penacony was known as... However, today, the planet of festivities is nothing but sweet dreams. That have...
If their names are inscribed here, then that means...
According to Micah, they died long ago.
Rosalina was killed during the War of Independence. She ventured alone into the heart of the star system to investigate the flow of Memoria, but Tiernan was a skilled gunslinger, strong and reliable. He led the people through. In the decade following the war, Penacony faced challenges internal and...
Though I had expected as much,
True to the title of Trailblazer, they spent their lives venturing in...
When Dreamflux Reef was created, its owner was still alive. Here we meet again.
Robin.
Huh. The atmosphere's...
Well, I did my job.
Brother.
There's no need for words.
Brother.
There's no need for...
I promised to give the siblings some privacy, so let's talk...
That sounds sensible enough. Since you...
Oh? Is it that obvious?
The look on your face is
Siblings already know what they need to, and they've made their choice. But before we begin, let me reintroduce myself. As Gallagher, the history fictionologist, I humbly extend my greetings to you all.
History fictionologist?
Well, don't worry. Almost everything I shared was true. Well, except for the part about the family accepting me back.
I double-checked with Micah, and everything he said about the family, the Watchmaker, and Mikhail is true.
Thank you for your understanding. Now let's get down to business. Well, it all boils down to something very familiar to all of you. The Stellaron.
The Stellaron? But how is that?
You're totally correct. So... I wish that were the truth. But if the sweet dream doesn't come out of thin air, if you think of the memory zone as the seed, to achieve this feat, without the help of an emanator of remembrance or enigmata, the only way, and that's not something you can achieve with a simple wish. In Azdana, the planet of festivities itself is a Stellaron disaster.
The planet?
It all started a long time ago. Back when the Watchmaker and his crew, the Stellaron first entered the Azdana system during the war. The Nameless warned everyone against... The turning point came after Tiernan's death. With 2 of the Nameless gone, the Watch... By the time a representative from the Montour System's family arrived, the Watch...
And I suppose the family happened...
Not just that. They knew far more about the Stellaron than the average person. Those 3 eras were known as the Age of Dreaming. The Watchmaker...
Then...
Remember the island in the ocean metaphor? The truth is, the Stellaron was never truly sealed. It exists, it's people's lives. The opulent dream is built upon the decay of spirits, with a toxic elixir called pleasure flowing through the dreamscape. It tempts people to indulge in the dreamscape. Confusion, laziness, and cowardice. Weaknesses. Sadly, we realized this far too late. By then, the family, at my wit's end, I had to use the power of the Enigmata, and sought refuge in this chaotic realm. Dormancy. That's its real name. We exploited a loophole. You see, regular people can't fall asleep again while they are inside the dreamscape.
So this is the true meaning of the impossible.
It's not just that. Above all, I wanted to see what happens when the major factions engage in a struggle for the legacy. Since this is the
So, the
If you want to consider the Stellar...
If that's the case...
That's a question for Mr. Wings. The Stellaron is still under the family...
As I suspected.
Are you done talking?
It is the...
As I suspected. It's the embodiment of the family.
As for the person who employed its power...
Well, that was easier than I thought.
Correct. I didn't have other options. The Dream Master has been, moreover, Mr. Gopher.
What do you mean by that?
To be honest, my brother and I are also victims of the cancer, but I can't just stand by and watch Mr. Gopherwood become an... I won't step on that stage and sing. No matter who the traitor is, or what orders they give me. I won't let the charm or the paradise enter.
Indeed. As the head of the Oak family, I'm responsible for ensuring Penacony's... I'll fight alongside you. We'll put
the enemies you are about to face aren't like this old... Since our interests are aligned...
We have always been following in the footsteps of our nameless predecessors.
Yeah, we Nameless won't back. That line...
Rest assured, sitting on the sidelines...
Thank you, Miss...
Thank you all for...
The Charmony Festival is about...
Everyone, let's gather over here. We still need to make some preparations. I may have been quick to step up to the plate, but...
He's the leader of the families of Penacony, and he has the entire power of the...
Maybe you can just...
No, that won't do. Even if we count Robin as an ally, something felt off about Mr. You're still carrying the keepsake the IPC envoy gave you, right? Huh. As I suspected, this chip Aventurine gave to... If I'm right, he intends to use it to track your location or
Aventurine is...
Remember what I said earlier? Working with the IPC is a way to keep the family in check. If negotiations go south and the family show their true colors by going after the Stellaron, The only question mark in all of this is Aventurine's current status. But the IPC is always listening, especially senior strategic investment.
Good luck to you.
Well, you take care too.
Spoken like a even if the Dream Master is...
Don't you have something...
Why would you say...
Before we departed, the conductor asked us to inquire about the... If I'm not mistaken.
It's not enough to say. I've been watching over you ever since I received the reply from the Astral Express. Miss Himiko, were you the one who repaired...
Yes.
And you two, young Nameless.
What?
You're full of energy. Please send my regards to the conductor, Pom Pom. please let them know that their friend had fond memories from his time aboard the Express, which he reminisced on every time he had a good drink. As for the last nameless, he embarked, disembarked, and embarked again, traveling in a great circle, ending up back where he started. On his deathbed, he told me to find the Astral Express and deliver an invitation to the future nameless. He left behind a special gift, a true come with me.
Back here again.
Sometimes I feel like you're still alive, old friend. Like you've still got so much to say and do. I've kept my promise, brought the future trailblazers you've waited so long for. I don't know why you were so obsessed with that train, but I remember your last words. Don't let us down, old man.
What's happening?
Go ahead. His resting place lies in the garden up ahead. The first and last nameless of Penacony. Mikhail Char Legward, the Watchmaker.
Sure enough, the Watchmaker is the third nameless. Even I could guess that one.
The legacy he left behind was a dream bubble. I believe inside that bubble, there's something that holds meaning only for the nameless. After all, when I checked its contents, I found nothing inside. Maybe some Trailblaze runes? Even more mysterious than me.
Well, let's have a look.
Wait, seriously? How could a dream...
That old man always... I could never figure out what was going on in that old man's head. But this empty dream bubble is so typical of him. He was always full of weird fantasies.
Don't think that's the case, Gallagher. I'm sure Mikhail had...
Don't start getting off...
Just as Mikhail believes in the nameless of the future, we unconditionally believe in the nameless of the past. How could they leave with regrets for the future When they were ready to dedicate their lot, there must be something contained in this dream bubble.
Well, I'm a follower of the Enigmata. That's why I understand what faith means in the path of Trailblaze.
Can I borrow your pet? I need to make a trip back to Golden Hour and check something at the Dreamscape sales store. It's for Mikhail, and for the future of Penacony.
Welcome to the Reverie Hotel.
Greetings. We're the Nameless.
The Astral
Yes, my companion's already checked in.
I see, but your companions... And you...
Me? He's my fellow trailblazer. We responded to the family's invitation before he...
Oh, I see. Since there's a precedent, it shouldn't be a problem. I'm sorry, dear guests, but it seems I'm unable...
What do you mean?
My apologies. This is the first time I've encountered...
How about this?
I'm afraid that's not possible. I need to...
How about you just...
I'm sorry, but there are strict...
So nothing works, huh?
Please be patient. We need to...
And now it seems...
It seems...
Fudge. Look.
Please calm down, dear guests.
I don't think she's trying to give us a hard time.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Something doesn't seem right. I need to...
Sure thing. Gone Home seems pretty worried about his companions. I should give him some space. Stressing out about it won't help anything.
Greetings. I'm Cody of the
Hello. So, do you think there's anything to be worried about?
I'm not sure where you heard those rumors. At present, all of the families are focused on making sure the festival...
She doesn't appear to be acting.
The Charmony Festival!
Hey!
Well, back in my homeworld, Anaria, we have...
Oh, come on!
Well, anyway, let's forget about...
Unsettling.
Relax, with a...
Well, looks like I won't get... back already.
Hasn't she returned yet?
Nope. Neither the staff nor the guests.
I agree. I walked around the hotel, but didn't meet a...
Well, I'll be forked. If I remember...
We shouldn't link...
not so fast. If you ever...
Are you suggesting we...
I wouldn't say do nothing. But let's stay put for... They don't want to attract unwanted...
If I were a family member, I'd find an official excuse and keep the surprise factors here.
Of course, we don't need to walk into their trap. I gave a backup plan to the memo keeper. If it turns out...
A secret signal.
That's right.
Oh, a concrete object can indeed help the memo keeper establish a connection with...
I'm sorry. But it's one of my quirks. I have too many unreliable...
How do we get into the VIP lounge?
This is where my street smarts come into play. You're the...
Yes,
We're the Nameless from the Astral Express. We've been waiting here forever.
Is this your idea?
It's called...
I apologize for the inconvenience. Please...
Just...
Wow, this bar's something else. Certainly worthy of the...
Good evening, gentlemen.
Hey, I have an order for a bottle.
Has Donna's white? Oh.
No.
If someone had reserved such a beverage, I would definitely remember it. It sells for...
That's strange.
Then what should we do now?
No need to. Let's see.
Wow, that's the most expensive one. What can I get?
Anything you recommend.
Then I would recommend today's special.
Ah, this flavor.
Dynamite barbecue with rocket.
As long as you're satisfied.
Let's give the memo keeper another half-system hour.
The situation is unclear. Something must have happened on the planet if it's unusual for the followers of the Harmony to invite other factions, let alone the IPC and the Masked Fools.
Actually, there's something else, as you know. The faction that follows the path of the hunt are some of the most dangerous. Isn't there a saying among the Xianzhou people that...
Talking. Do...
Well, you know what I mean. Even though the Galaxy Rangers have been out of sight for years, we've been keeping an eye on this region. Even with that Acheron lady, she doesn't seem like a lunatic at all.
And you believe that someone like her would have an
I'm not entirely sure, but I do have my suspicion.
Anyway, what worries me more are the anomalies within the family, unless the invitations weren't sent by them.
Maybe it's Shipei the Harmony pulling the strings. People do stupid things, but Eons don't.
You think
It may not necessarily be Shipei. It's much simpler when you boil it down to the eons and paths. Like how Lon...
But in my opinion, Akavili's fall holds significance for the Nameless.
Oh. So you're saying the Nameless now have to...
Exactly. I believe the purpose of the journey, it's more about doing your best.
I don't know what you've been through, but I agree that that's why the Galaxy Rangers need to uncover them. Just in case. I have a backup plan if the memo keeper doesn't show up.
You sure have a lot of
Well, going back to my old career would make things a lot easier. By the way, when you were walking around...
What's your plan?
It's simple. We just...
No need for that.
Wait.
Are you leaving, esteemed guests?
Huh?
Ha ha. Looks like you are a bit intoxicated.
Looks...
Oh, right. I'll be waiting for you on the...
No mistake.
Well, looks like we took a detour, but...
You're back? Two guests just boarded saying they were looking for Boot Hill, so I...
Oh.
2 guests?
Yeah, or 2. Look, we welcome all passengers on the Astral Express.
My apologies, conductor. It was an oversight on my part. I assumed you were already acquainted with the garden. Given the chaotic situation in Penacony, the Nameless...
You are the memo keeper.
Pleased to meet you, Dan Hung. I've seen you in others' memories. And as for Boot Hill, this is our first face-to-face.
Finally, memo keeper.
That's precisely what I intend to do. But before that, please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Black Swan, and I serve the Garden of Recollection as a memo keeper. As for Acheron's story, I'm sure she knows it better than I do.
Greetings. I'm Acheron.
What? You Garden of Recollection shirtbag! You betrayed me!
I apologize, but she did that at my request. Due to certain reasons, I have been exiled by the family. Thankfully, this memo keeper came to my aid and helped me escape their surveillance unnoticed.
To be honest, it was more like stalking than helping. And the process was far from unnoticed. But we did escape.
I asked her to guide me to a place beyond the family's reach and to contact a few trustworthy individuals. Namely, all of you.
Trustworthy? Son of a nice lady. You think I'm dumb or something? How about this? I'll put a few bullet holes in your head and see what secrets spill out. Then, We can talk about trust.
It doesn't have to be like that. I'm willing to answer all your questions, but not right now. If my cover hadn't been blown, we might have had more time, but at the moment, we don't have any other options.
No other options? What do you mean?
This is the only way I can ensure everyone's safety. I kindly request an immediate warp jump out of the Astana star system.
This passenger is requesting...
As far as I can tell, she's not a threat, and...
I've briefly traveled with your companions and know their whereabouts, Dan Heng. Please rest assured, your nameless companions are safe, but they need our help. As for Boot Hill, you may have guessed, I've been waiting for you. Galaxy Rangers are known for their elusive nature and limited contact with each other, so this was the only way I could reach out to you. Only by doing this can I find a true Galaxy Ranger and fulfill a long-standing promise. To return his relics to their rightful owner. Someone once told me that every rainfall is like a gift from the heavens, a sign of their mercy upon the world. Raindrops are said to be the tears of the gods, shed in response to the sorrows of the world. Their constant pouring is a reminder that the gods haven't abandoned us yet. So, how long has this rain been going on for?
I used to believe, just like you, that it would eventually stop. Years and decades passed. And in the end, such hope faded away before the rain did. Looks like the god you mentioned doesn't exist after all. Well, let me share a story with you. Mortals who walk the paths are like sailors on a vast ocean, leaving behind a trail that creates countless ripples of possibilities. These ripples last longer than the fleeting lifetimes of humans. And for some, their presence leaves such a strong mark that it's reflected in the waves.
Like those shadows on the ocean.
Sin-thirsters, the obsessions of the Pathstriders, they emerge from the depths of IX, seeing themselves as masters of their own destiny, unknowingly repeating the actions of their past lives. They emerge from the nihility and head toward it, leading purposeless lives. However, these hollow phantoms, they were once my dear companions. A group of Galaxy Rangers.
Are you watching over them?
Watching over them? No. I'm guiding them toward transcendence. It was a brutal war. The unwavering determination of the Hunt followers persists even in death. So someone must guide these lost souls to their life beyond. They were heroes in their time, and they shouldn't be reduced to mere puppets of nihility. As for me,
But you know, these sin thirsters, they're not who they used to be.
does this seem pointless to you? Will some tasks have to be done, even if they are pointless?
I can help you.
For what?
For the meaning of the nihility. That's what I've been seeking.
I see. After all, this realm is off limits to ordinary souls, right? Thank you, stranger. I wish that you find what you seek.
Before we part ways, I have one more question. It is true that their actions and even their entire lives may seem pointless from our perspective. But if, and it's just an if this is what the departed ones expected, should we try to change it?
A good question. And a profound one. I don't know the answer. What I do know is that one day, I too will pass away. And when I bid farewell to this world, someone will stand at my grave and place a bouquet of flowers on it.
When I appeared as a child, my speech, mindset, and soul reflected immaturity and innocence. As I grew into adulthood, I left behind my childlike side.
I humbly request your blessings, esteemed advocate of Shipe.
Come to me, my kinship. I have sought their presence with...
As you wish. I have faithfully served the Alfalfa family for nearly a decade, promoting the path of the harmony to the best of my ability. Out of laziness, I lied and claimed that everything...
Do you sincerely repent? Have you examined your soul and confessed all your sins?
Oh.
Are you willing to accept the... Very well. Show your dedication and goodwill to the family.
Oh.
Next, please...
I hope...
Rest assured, I have implored their presence to be with us.
Oh, great. You know, I
see.
My children were starving, and I hoped they'd have a chance at survival if they became... But the Bloodhound family got wind of it. They're on my tail.
The family is ready to forgive all sinners. I'll ask the Bloodhound family to...
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Next.
Hey! Long time no see, Mr. Sunday. The most
I have sought their presence.
Sure. Let's just get this over with. That's it. Nothing more.
Do you...
My sins? You think nobody knows what you're precious before you start swell. I've spent enough time in confession today to enter the Harmony's paradise, right? Then I'll take...
Oh, revered triple-faced soul. Who can judge the strong when their power hides their crimes? Who can vouch for the weak? Who can comfort the... If the strong defending the weak, then...
Brother? Brother, are you...
I'm... fine. I've been working long hours.
You've been working non-stop on the Charmony Festival, Mr. Sunday, and no one...
No need to...
It has always been our wish to make, even if the negotiation does not go smoothly.
You know, since arriving in Penacony, we haven't had...
The Dream Master rarely grants an audience, even for us.
Perhaps
Let's hope we can reach a consent.
Indeed.
it's about time.
Don't worry. I'll...
Dear, it's Miss...
Thank you for everything.
Mr. Sunday. Hey there! Okay, if I just... But they told me...
Selling everything you had.
Why? Can't you see? It's better to be here at Penacony.
Is this...
Huh? Oh, see you around, Mr.
What's up?
This is the land of the man we ran into. Even though sweet dreams are nice, they're just illusions.
I suppose you have a point.
Why do you...
You think that man is not actually living. People believe they have a predetermined value. However, value doesn't come out of thin air.
Are you suggesting...
Exactly. But, ironic, the survival of the fittest. No tragedies exist here.
Perhaps that man is just...
Yes. Seeing is...
Glad to meet you again, Robin. You're too... I can't stand being lonelier.
But if this went on forever...
Nah, not every day. You get to wear fancy clothes,
But... You know that only a few things can...
That's exactly why I don't plan on bringing... And only in this sweet dream can I truly feel like I'm in control.
I see.
And I wish you a fantastic
Seems like that guest's...
She had a valid point.
What you're trying to say is...
Well...
However, the paradise in our...
No. And the paradise we yearn for... The scenery in this dreamscape is truly breathtaking.
Oh, Robin. You're right.
A philosophical...
Oh, not at all.
It's my pleasure. No need to be formal.
Yeah. And then, all my... They have. And I'm truly grateful for that. That my physical body is now in the dream pool, sustained by life support. The me you see here is whole, rational, and a true appearance. Yeah.
So...
Just being able to live at all is good enough. My world has been torn apart, and my life could end any second.
That old man's story.
That's precisely why this...
However...
There will be a way out.
Look what we have here. A lovely young lady. Wait, is that me? Brother, what a surprise to...
Show yourself.
I've heard that a skilled masked fool received an invitation too.
Barely. The people here are way too gullible.
Now that you've had your fill, it'd be wise to leave.
What? Now that you have the real Robin, you should be thanking me. Because if it weren't for me cleaning...
That was a personal request from the head of the Iris family. And it...
The Charmony Festival? You think I don't care what you're thinking, chicken wing boy. But I'm pretty sure our lovely Robin won't be appearing on stage. Penacony, the land of the...
Stop it.
What's the...
Our paradise is none of your concern, Master.
All right. Oh, do you really believe those living in dreams can escape pain? Well, I've done my part. Here, The last two, and it'll be through.
I heard a raven cawing in the distance. It seems the Dream Master will arrive soon. Let's wait here for the...
Okay. By the way, brother, I heard seems like a lot has changed during my absence.
Well...
But that someone does the paradise in our dreams. It shouldn't be like this. Penacony is nothing more than a dream. It can't erase the worries and pain of reality, or bring true happiness. It only offers an escape from reality. Nothing more.
Remember the old man we met earlier? Without...
That might be true, but... even without Penacony, that path may have been more ordinary and challenging. And is Penacony granting these people a future?
Well, don't. The future for humanity is like... Do you remember how we took in that little child?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't mention shortly after you left. It crashed to its death right in front.
I had surmised as much. I knew you wouldn't have avoided mentioning the bird for no... Despite that unfortunate outcome, I still believe it was the right decision. Birds aren't meant to spend their lives in cages. They belong in the sky, even if they can't fly.
But here's the thing. If there are birds in this world that can never fly, can we really assert that they belong in the sky?
Are you implying that the same goes for humans too?
Let's take the Astral Express as an example. The Nameless made tremendous efforts to bridge worlds, gaining fame across the universe. However, only a few extraordinary individuals can endure such a perilous journey. That's because the pursuit of the Trailblaze exceeds the capabilities of ordinary humans. Otherwise, why would this path be filled with broken rails, an abandoned express, and even a fallen Eon?
That's just... sophistry. If that were true, then only the powerful would have the right to determine the future.
Unfortunately, that's exactly what happens. Another name for the future is self-value. While this world has its fair share of heroes who inspire people and garner admiration for their heroic deeds, some are born weak and vulnerable. Some find themselves trapped in unfortunate circumstances. Some fall victim to malice and cowardice. When it comes to survival, everyone is equal. And the weak can only watch as their value gets constantly diminished by external forces.
That's why we should care for the weak and support them as if their suffering were our own. That's what...
While the Harmony holds noble aspirations, the strong will always be strong, and the weak will always be weak. Even in this carefree dream. In the end, if people can't even secure their own survival, they won't care about the illusory future of equality.
But if people don't live for the future, do they merely exist for survival? If even you...
People often forget that when the first bird took flight, the entire world envisioned a future where no more fledglings would ever crash to their death.
Are you reading, sister? What are you...
Mr. Gopherwood gave me a picture book if I could become a Chord Master. I'd like to summon...
I see.
Don't you...
Of course I do. It's just that...
Then, let's build a stage there and invite everyone to our...
It's a
Yeah, it's a deal.
Maybe you'll have to become a star first.
back sooner than I thought. Any results?
Yes. And now, it's...
Since he's already carried out his last wish, my final mission is complete. But pardon me if I sound curt. It's good. Why else would he have chosen to sleep in solitude, staking everything on some nameless in the future? But you have the numbers. And in numbers comes strength.
Got any more
As I see it, relying on Welt's negotiations alone is far... Penacony is our... We're more familiar with the Stellaron's properties than most. And since it's the key to stabilizing the Sweet Dream, it's vital to the family's interests.
That's right. As long as we pose a threat to the Stellaron, either with words or otherwise, we have a chance at gaining the upper hand. But the problem is, on the eve of the Charmony Festival opening, how exactly are we going to get close to the theater? Family security will be airtight, and if we brute force it, even if we succeed, it's too risky.
So, no one's gonna say it? Why are you speaking like the general? So, I heard that before the Charmony Festival begins, there'll be a pageant to kick off the festival. As long as we clinch the top spot, we'll be able to attain the title of Festive Superstar.
So, how do we go?
I've already procured to tell you the truth.
So they're still running this thing, huh? It was a
We'll follow Marge's plan.
I'm afraid I won't have the time. As a virtual character...
Should we ever cross paths again?
All right. I'll have to add to that data bank of yours you've got on the Express.
And Miss Firefly, we thank you for all your support. We're faced with a formidable enemy.
We've already come this far together.
This is also the spirit of the Trailblaze. Now, everyone, let's prepare to move out.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to... If you have ambition, dreams, and the drive...
Oh, wow! They've really outdone themselves!
Behold! Here come 4 friends with spirits high and full of zeal. Are you aspiring to be the superstars of the festival? Yes, you!
Excuse me, you 4? What are you...
As the last group of contestants, how come...
Would you be open to a brief exclusive in...
Your journey is...
The sword is rose! Protect the beauty!
A knight's head is hard as steel. Brotherland's focus is stubborn as a heel.
People are pouring in.
Ladies and gentlemen, please, make... Coming towards us now is one of Penacony's top 10... Allow me to introduce myself. I'm the director of Soulglad's factory.
Hello, everybody.
Don't you...
Can't hide it anyways. Penacony is plastered with our posters. Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone. I'm Fire...
So it's a bunch of nameless guests. Grab a bottle of...
This place is buzzing.
That's right. This venue is a miniature representation of that time known as the era filled with boundless possibilities.
Stream forth, gleam of old blades. Stream forth, gleam of old blades.
Nameless, your arrival reminds me of the grand occasion once. During a particularly grueling day, the dream-chasing era, I wholeheartedly hope... Haha! That's the trip!
Hello, everyone! Next up...
Trailblazing into the uncharted...
I hope that by the end of this journey...
Ah, a one...
Safety first.
Waiting for you are 3 stages, and in the last, those are the rules. Simple.
Everyone, as the Charmony Festival is drawing closer, March and I haven't known Miss Firefly for too long and aren't overly...
Fine by me.
All right. I don't know.
We'll split into the assigned groups then.
Welcome to the first in the School of Acting Challenge. Now...
The champion's crown awaits you on the stage. Welcome to the arena of action.
Competitors allow... There are a total of 3 stages up ahead, each with it. It's worth mentioning that the fastest time for this stage was achieved by a contestant with fiery red hair.
Time is of the essence.
Contestants, as Dream Chase... Again?
What's in your prescription?
To betray my customers, I charge extra.
Still waters of oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Pretty simple.
Will of preservation.
Congratulations, just as you're about.
Why?
Because...
Isn't this just...
No safeguard.
Good, the stronger the better.
Destined for oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Forward! To betray my customers, I charge extra.
Still waters of oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Lance! Forward!
The world kisses me with
Will of preservation!
No matter how...
None will take my soul glide away from me. Oh, Dennis, grab a bottle of...
How familiar.
To betray my customers, I charge extra.
What's in your prescription?
How familiar.
Destined for oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Hit! To betray my customers, I charge extra. Lance! Forward!
On the still waters of oblivion.
How familiar.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Isn't this fight
Transforming into a after an extended battle, you in the years that followed. Oh.
Looks like we won. Let's hurry up and get to the next stage.
Stream forth.
Congrats to both of you for clearing the stage, but more importantly, look at the time!
That red hair contestant.
You'll find out eventually, but you have the option to choose now. Dear friends, welcome to the enchanting... It is said that these cartoons can enter into the world...
If it's a gunfire trial, we should be able to settle this with a... Ready? 1, 2, 3. Are we?
Very good. In this Hanu's adventure. Alas! Oh, brave Hanu. You look like you could really use some help. Long time no see. Oh my! Are you telling? Listen, but you know. Now scurry along. I can't wait.
Let's stay alert and make sure those monsters don't spot us. Look up there. If we can push that thing down, do you think that would do the trick? Finally, that's all the jigsaw pieces. Let's hurry back.
Oh my! Hurry!
Disconnecting from that thing so suddenly has left me feeling slightly disoriented. Is that Hanu? What exactly is he?
Tick-tock! It's time for...
Clocky?
In Dreamville, Clocky is everywhere. And Hanu says that the enemy is at our doorstep. Touch that suspicious-looking TV right now.
So they just... Sheesh. Logic. Well... gradually getting used to this.
No, did someone last week bought bread?
But
guess what?
the storage room. It's behind the shelves, right? He wasn't lying. There's actually a bazooka here. Now we should have a way of dealing with those baddies. This thing feels just like the Soaring Locust too. Careful. Here we go again. That should be up.
Oh my!
Well, that's that.
Congratulations to both of you! Oh, you've overcome. In the final stage, you will face the defense. Welcome to the 33rd.
No way, I think I just saw someone. Someone extraordinary.
Are you a Knight of Beauty?
Bear witness to...
Good, the stronger the better.
Still waters of privilege. I weep for the departed.
It too shall fall.
Need a doctor?
Let the duel commence. Put forth all your might.
Ouch!
Pledge thine loyalty.
What are you waiting for? To betray my customers, I charge extra.
Rise to the challenge.
Time to what's in your prescription?
I owe you.
Rise to the challenge.
Destined for oblivion.
Challenge. Behold, this symbol of pure.
Another journey begins. Still waters of oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
The flesh wound. Confess.
I will pay. Lance ablaze. Lance! Forward!
Put forth all your might.
What are you waiting for? To betray my customers, I charge extra.
Rise to the challenge.
Destined for oblivion.
Let me tend your wounds. Finally!
I owe you.
Bear witness. To
Lance at the ready.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Behold, this symbol of pure. You are fighting a gentleman.
Free will, or was it?
Pledge thine loyalty. Put forth all your might.
What's in your prescription?
Don't worry, it's just a scrape.
What are you waiting for? To betray my customers, I charge extra.
Rise to the challenge.
I'm on guard. Hit!
Let the duel commence.
Lance ablaze. Lance! Forward!
Rise. Put forth all your might.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Rise to the challenge.
Still waters of oblivion.
Bear witness. You are fighting a gentleman.
Another journey begins.
Confess. Put forth all your might.
Ouch!
Need a doctor?
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Time to what's in your prescription?
Nice teamwork.
We don't have much time. In that case, let's make our way to the end. Penacony's really thronging with talent. I hope we make it in time.
Congratulations to the both of you on becoming the festive superstars of this year's Charmony Fest. I, on behalf of the organizers, extend my sincere congratulations to you, wishing you joy under their radiance. Your endeavors are worthy of As previously promised, my sister, Mr. Yang, and I have met with the Dream Master. Both I and the Oak family. We acknowledge the perspective of you, Nameless. Penacony does require change, but not as you propose. The planet of festivities cannot and will not revert to a place characterized by chaos, disorder, or anarchy. Through your journey of overcoming obstacles, you must have glimpsed the essence of that era. The vulnerable ruthlessly eliminated, equality non-existent, common folk living precarious lives, eking out a dreary existence. Ultimately, only heroes like yourselves manage to achieve success. But I would dare ask, if you did not possess the special status of having a Stellaron, and you were but an anonymous and frail member among the masses, which Penacony would you prefer? A dystopia for the survival of the fittest, or a sweet dream paradise for all?
That's not the point! Don't let him mislead you!
Mr. Sunday, even if the members of the Oak family can't fully agree on what to do about the Stellaron, now's not exactly the time to be holding an extensive discourse about Penacony's past and future, is it? The Stellaron issue concerns the life and death of everyone on Penacony. If anyone has a better suggestion, the crew is more than willing to listen. Also, it'd be best to tell us the ins and outs of that meeting. This way, we'll at least know what Welt and Ms. Robin are dealing with, and the reason why they failed to make our appointment.
Ah, Navigator. That is precisely my intention. With all present, let's begin by discussing the details of that meeting. Let's talk about our tribulations and choices, our ideals and beliefs, and our final course of action. The only path to take.
You mean to say that for the longest time, there have been scoundrels who would use the Charmony Festival that I have bequeathed to the masses as a tool to realize their ambition?
Indeed, Dream Master. Once the Charmony Festival begins, the Stellaron's powers, along with the song, will be broadcast across the entire planet of Penacony. And then everyone in their dreams will be unable to awaken.
This is indeed surprising to me. The dreamscape is maintained by the collective effort of the 5 families. If someone were to use the Charmony Festival to recklessly disseminate the power of the Stellaron, this individual must hold a position of great authority. Do you have any suspects?
I'd like to ask, Did you really not know of the Stellaron's existence?
I would have never thought that this nameless would point the spear at me. Quite astonishing indeed.
If I have offended, the Astral Express extends its sincere apologies. But the current circumstances are dire and leave no room for meticulous inquiry. We're doing this out of concern for the Dreamscape's safety. So, if you could, please alleviate our concerns.
Dreammaster, it's just to prove that the Charmony Festival has nothing to do with the Stellaron. If we're being overly cautious, I will return to the stage to offer tribute in song, just per the arrangement.
Sunday, Robin. I've watched you two grow up, and know your dispositions like the back of my hand. Both of you, right now, can surely be lauded as their most devout advocates. I already know your resolve. The magnitude of this matter is enormous, and cannot be taken lightly. Since Mr. Yang has asked with such earnestness, I will personally respond in kind. If there is a need, the entire Oak family will be mobilized to heed your call. Someday, might I ask you to beseech them to cast their light unto me, and question me in their stead, so that no lies may be concealed?
I will do as you command.
Robin, could I entrust you to be present as a witness, to document the truth, and to proclaim my innocence, so that all slander may be utterly dispelled?
I will do as you command.
May thy will be carried out on earth, just as it is in the heavens.
Oh, triple-faced soul, please sear his tongue and palms with a hot iron, so that he will not be able to fabricate lies and make false vows.
Let us begin. There is nothing else to prepare.
Understood. Question. Have you devoted your life to your god, never worshipping other gods?
Naturally.
Do you love your god as you do yourself, always heeding their admonishments?
Naturally.
Have you strayed from the path expected by your god, betraying their name?
Never.
Have you ever been inordinate with your asks of your god, coveting more than the foundation of the creation itself?
Never.
Then, a final question. Do you swear to fulfill all vows, past, present, and future?
With the Eon as my witness, if I do not deliver on my words, or if I renege on my vows, may I be cursed in accordance with divine law.
They have seen your faith, and have endorsed your faith. With this, it can be evidenced...
Just a moment.
What is it, Mr. Yang?
I have another question I hope to have answered. To my understanding, the family's harmony and prosperity have never relied on so-called divine laws. The god you both mentioned, are they truly Shipe?
Mr. Yang should know that those belonging to the family toil together as if they were kin, embracing solidarity and unity under their light. All duplicity is laid bare before the harmony. Such a delicate and complex symphony. Which other god could perfectly harmonize this, if not for the Great One, Shibe?
Perfectly harmonize. Therein lies the problem. It isn't an outsider lurking in the shadows who changed the harmony, but a dissonance that has surreptitiously emerged from within this very symphony itself. In the distant past, there existed an Eon. With one flick of the wrist, they crafted the laws of the cosmos. Their followers formed the Beyond the Sky Choir, spreading solemn and reverent hymns throughout the universe. Later, they fell. The route traversed by this Eon clashed with the harmony, ultimately being absorbed and fused into it. The chorus that once reverberated across worlds fell silent, and when it echoed anew, it was transformed into the hymn of harmony. Though an Eon may perish, paths with no masters still linger. In the all-forgiving harmony, echoes of bygone dissonance may subtly arise.
Mr. Yang. Being overly astute can be a detriment. Especially when you find yourself alone and without allies.
So this is how it is.
For the sake of our grand cause, Sunday, please afford these two an opportunity to rest.
What?
Sorry, Robin. It's just you. I did not wish for you to know this. It's a pity that things have turned out this way.
So, this is the true reason I can't sing? The shadow that envelops Penacony is actually...
We were never children of the harmony. Our ideal paradise could not have been crafted by Shibe. True bliss can only be guaranteed by the one who transcends the many. Within the foundation of law, humanity establishes civilization, and through harmony, we obtain order.
Unbelievable. To think that there would be remnants of the Order on Penacony.
What have you done with Mr. Yang?
Don't worry. I just gave them some time alone to ponder their fates.
You should know that these actions make you an enemy of the Astral Express.
Should we need to stand against the Nameless, it would only be myself and the Oak family involved. But we haven't reached that point yet, have we? Your efforts for the justice of Penacony are evident to everyone, and have been widely observed. Oh, I intend to. But that hinges on the outcome of this negotiation.
If it is the Order that drove you to imprison Welt and Robin, and you're using them to cope...
You're mistaken, Miss Himiko. They are in very safe hands. And just as the Penacony and the entire universe have witnessed far too much innocent blood, natural selection, the world abides by this principle, establishing the well-being of humanity atop the corpses of the downtrodden.
So you've decided to resurrect a dead Eon? No one's ever done such a thing.
If Miss Himiko is interested, Let's draw back the veil. I'm willing to divulge the unembellished truth as to the intentions of the Order's Pathstriders, so that you will make better judgment for the Astral Express. So, come with me, everyone.
Huh? Where'd he go?
Welcome. This isn't any location in Penacony's dreamscape. It's my inner world.
That means...
Did you do the same to Welt?
It's a tuning prop. Tuning allows you to intuitively grasp my feelings, which also means that I cannot hide anything from you. Now, everyone, please. From this point on, you will witness the numerous decisions I've faced, I believe after going through... Let's begin. This story happened when Robin and I were very young. We were victims of the Stellaron disaster, and the family's Mr. Gopher Wood, who would later become the Dream Master of Penacony, saw that we siblings had no one to turn to and took us in. Later on, Robin and I lived a time with nary a care in the world. One day, after dinner, while my younger sister and I were lounging about in Mr. Gopher Wood's yard, we spotted a fledgling Charmony dove all on its own. That baby bird was tiny. It didn't even have all of its feathers, and it couldn't sing. When we found it, it was already on its last breath, having fallen into a shrub, probably abandoned by its parents. We decided to build a nest for it right there and then. However, thinking back, that winter was unusually cold, with fierce winds at night in the yard, not to mention the many poisonous bugs and wild beasts in the vicinity. It was clear that if we left the fledgling in the yard, it stood no chance of surviving until spring. So, I suggested we take it inside, place it on the shelf by the window, and asked the adults to fashion a cage for it. We decided that when it regained its strength enough to spread its wings, we would release it back into the wild. The tragic part, something that we'd never considered, was that this bird's fate had already been determined long before this moment. Its destiny was determined by our momentary whim. Now, I pass the power of choice to you all. Faced with this situation, what choice would you make? Stick to the original plan, and build a nest with soft net where the Charmony dove fell. Or build a cage for it, and feed it, giving it the utmost care from within the warmth of a home. I eagerly await your...
That guy just casually threw... If it were me. After all, leaving it there...
It looks like he really has no back to the question. No special reason. I do think that a fledgling should have the right.
I can't decipher his intentions right now. Even if I was gonna release it back into the sky, it'd have...
I'm happy to see that you made a choice similar to ours. We passionately nursed it back to health, preparing only the best food for it. I watched it for a long while by the window, probably about 3 or so days. Finally, on the 137th attempt, it succeeded. The fall shattered its wings. It writhed helplessly in my embrace. I deeply regret the choices we made. This story happened when I was appointed as Bronze Melodia. It was during that period that I had the opportunity to hear voices from all. He was a dream chaser. And he told me, I saw he had a plan in place. He would buy back his children after hearing the dream chaser's story. I immediately appealed to the Bloodhound family to cease their pursuit. I'll tell you the outcome soon. Will you do as I did and try to convince the Bloodhound family to stop, or will you remain silent, leaving him to languish while the Hound... I look forward to everyone's decisions.
A dream chaser story. But what cruel repercussion would this choice...
This question, I'd probably choose to ask the blood.
It seems illegal stowaways are really... He sold his kids to chase a dream. Even if he intended to go with that thought, there's only one choice. Let the Bloodhound send him back home.
I'm honored to witness you arriving at the same decision. First, the outcome. He attained major success. After avoiding capture, now then, did he realize the wish he set out to achieve? No. The last time I saw him was in the real world. He told me the reason he was in this predicament was because he conspired to usurp the head of the Alfalfa family. In the end, my heart aligned with the harmony, and the good deed I dared to undertake. As to your choice, I once again offer mine in the story this time. This story happened the day I was appointed the... What surprised me was that the Dream Master had only come to deliver a The letter contained the usual pleasantries, anecdotes.
Do you know who?
My sister, of course.
To help you grasp the full scope of...
From what the letter indicates...
Correct. Has she mentioned
a stray bullet?
A war has broken out on that planet. It is because of this very reason that Robin chose. She hoped to ease the people's suffering with song, and was willing...
Is she all right?
If the operation was successful by the eon above, the bullet struck her neck directly.
Those damned savages! Now you understand why she always wears such elaborate neck ornaments.
How could this happen?
It's all in the past, so please don't worry. Likewise, I've prepared because this is merely a... Would you still support Robin's...
I can't believe that happened to me.
I often feel like their confusion and fear. If with each trailblaze.
Miss Robin's courage is admirable, but the fact that she's also Mr. Sunday's younger sister.
I am now aware of everyone's stances. Raising these questions merely serves to illustrate one point. The plight of Penacony cannot be salvaged by the harmony. The true foundation for a sweet dream paradise can only be established through the order where the strong govern the weak. I know the suffering of being tormented, the turmoil of losing your way, how sorrow and even despair set in when matters don't work out. All of this causes me unending pain, because this is not what happiness is at all. We must teach the weak how to live a happy life. And this life isn't some noble propriety that the upper crust preaches, but in definitive terms, a way of survival that belongs to everyone.
So what is your definition of living a happy life?
Good question. Human consciousness is fundamentally an illusion, a cage known as self-worth. People lured in by this illusion make mistakes, yet still ask that external influences bear the burden. When one mistake after the next permeates the masses, they become impossible to trace. Thus, the amassing of these individual cages culminate to form a prison. A place dictated only by the rule of survival of the fittest. Nature is always accompanied by predation and sacrifice. Its antithesis is known as order. That is what I want to do. Unite people's happiness under the banner of order. They won't need to make bitter choices any longer, nor face the weaknesses of humanity. They can cast aside their primal instincts to build a haven for mankind. Simply describing thoughts is far too abstract, so allow me to provide a simple example. As you all may know, there are societal norms like weekends and long weekends that exist on some worlds. During these hard-earned rest days, people are given the chance to extricate themselves from the stresses of everyday life, allowing a certain tranquility, and it is only on these days that people do not have to adhere to the law. From where I stand, society's ideal system should be 7 rest days. Following Sunday, there should ensue a second, a third, and indeed an infinite procession. And thus, every person can return to their base selves in this utopia. Some gaze in reverence at the stars, pouring their whole... There would be no need to bear the hardships of reality. Miss Firefly, you who are stricken with entropy loss syndrome.
It sounds like a...
But... what is the price to attain all this?
The cost is minute, merely a personal and eternal sacrifice. If this paradise is to be maintained forever.
Awakening. Which means that this so-called paradise is still a dream. Stepping into this paradise means forsaking reality, correct?
It is not forsaking, but transcending. Flesh, blood, sorrow, weakness. If the physical is the root of spiritual suffering.
But in this supposed bliss, people won't have defeated their demons. The chance to overcome their tribulations would be forever lost to them. In other words, it is an escape.
That's another way of understanding it. But there is no shame in escape. On the contrary, the seeds of escape exist in everyone's hearts. Don't you agree, Miss Firefly? And as to why we sleep, it is because we are afraid to awaken from our dream. But this is not in conflict with the grand plan. Only in acknowledging this can we truly understand the frailty of human nature, and from there, show compassion and protection.
I admit that you are a born leader. Your perspective on humanity brims with pessimism. Yet you express compassion for all, even when your heart pities them. But unlike you, I live for the self. From my perspective, individuals making choices for themselves is their birthright. The want to escape may be innate in the weak. But whether they, perhaps in your mind, you also view me as weak? because I don't.
Since Miss Firefly has said her piece, the Astral Express will also naturally give you our answer. We'll leave it to you. Just as Mr.
What is this place?
Does this place ring any bells, Misha?
I don't know, but I feel
It's the realm within a dream bubble. This was left to the Astral Express. Dr. Edward from the Dreamscape sales store told me that dreams, so I thought you might be able to help us in unraveling.
I don't know.
I'm counting on you then.
Himeko, I still don't get it. Why were you—
I wasn't sure. It was just a hunch. But since... Exactly. This is where you and... The question now is... We're drawing closer to the truth one...
All right, but there are doors all over the—
I guess... I'm not entirely sure, but... Let's give it a try.
Wait, you managed to choose the right door on your—
Weird. This place is quite... If I remember correctly, there should be a fireplace down that hallway. And the room on the other side was... Hold on. This does...
This could be a case of amnesia. Don't worry, Misha. It's common for everyone. Since this place seems familiar...
Yeah, then...
Mikhail, so... who—
I'm sorry. I don't...
Anything special?
Mikhail?
Grandpa?
But we haven't heard anything about the watchmaker. Could you tell us more?
Yeah, sure. He was a seafarer. He didn't want me to call him Grandpa because that would make him sound old. Every time he came back, he'd share his
It appears that the seafarer has nothing to do— So, where is your
He went off on a new journey. So, where has Clocky gone? Did he leave to protect Dreamville? Tick-tock. I heard some noises from the room.
You and
Yeah. It's a member of the Compass crew, just like Clocky and Miss Mirror. And there's more than just one origami bird. They follow Miss Mirror's orders and handle all sorts of jobs on
sailors.
Could you tell us more about the Compass?
The Compass is a ship bound for the New World. Clocky and his partners travel through layers of fog to the depths of...
That's a great story. But in the...
Huh? Weird.
Perhaps, Clock.
I think... I hear the sound of water.
You once mentioned there's a magnificent fountain up ahead. Look, there it is!
The water resembles a precious jewel. Every time I gaze at the shimmering light...
Have you recalled anything?
Yeah. I saw these sentences. He often said that those moments felt like return.
Hey, don't tease!
Perhaps every adventurer far from home.
Yeah. Well, back then, I would ask him.
It seems this
Yeah. Based on...
But this raises more questions. According to... Could this be... some...
I'm sorry. Perhaps I'll...
We're going to the opposite side, right?
No. We should turn...
Huh? Something feels different about this place.
Up ahead is... Grandpa's study. It was in that room that I saw him the last time.
We've overcome so many challenges.
The atmosphere in this...
Misha! You finally come!
Clocky, you're here!
Are those books on the bookshelf logbooks left behind by that seafarer?
Yeah. Whenever he came back, he described our world as a fountain. To ensure that everyone had land to settle on. On that day, he called me to his study. I asked him if I could go with him, but
What sound?
he told me about a vast ocean in the sky. He said that he knew the crew on the train, and that he had asked them to take me along.
A train?
It's the Astral Express. Then, he gave his pocket watch to me. He said, as long as I kept moving forward, I'd avenge the distant sound of a train whistle.
Exactly, Misha!
Yeah.
This is the dream jigsaw, right?
Do you remember? You said you obtained a mysterious...
Hey, the shape...
Looks like we're just one step from revealing...
This is it. This is my room of clocks, while I spent my time waiting for Grandpa to return from his voyage. Here, I learned how to repair clockworking gears out of my...
So, this...
Yes, but this dream bubble itself...
Wait. Why does it feel like everyone else knows...
March, do you remember when he mentioned a...
Yeah, the little guy here, right?
Looks like everyone on the Astral Express has a childlike spirit.
The answer lies in the Astral Express. His experience shows that neither Firefly nor Acheron can see this Clocky. And when we were in Dreamflux Reef, you may have noticed that for some reason, nobody outside of the crew had ever talked with Clocky. A mimetic life that can only be seen by a select few. It's just like a hidden message left by someone for the nameless.
But Misha can see Clocky too.
That's the key to the mystery, Mark. Have you ever seen anyone outside of the crew?
Wait.
That's the answer, March 7th. I should have stayed here and waited for you. But when reality and memories merged, I unconsciously pushed open that door.
So it's not that the Watchmaker's dream bubble and the whistle you heard was the sound of the Express arriving at Penacony?
That's one way to see it, but I believe... How about we start with your name?
Thank you all for helping me rediscover my true self. Now, please allow me to reintroduce myself. I was born on Lushaka, in the Presmere system. Mikhail Char Legwork. Or simply, Misha. If you prefer, you can call me by a more familiar name.
So...
Unfortunately, as for the child who has been with you, he's the innocent protagonist of Misha's childhood dream. A friend of Clocky, a young apprentice, and a future mechanic on the Express. And this also marks the beginning of his journey.
At the end of the journey, I left this little flame. However, he somehow left the dream bubble and forgot all about his task. I apologize for all the confusion this caused.
Because he was born with a desire to trailblaze, wasn't he? I don't think Misha has forgotten his role as a guide. He remembered it, and that's why he mistakenly appeared as a hotel doorman in his dream from the very beginning. The one who brought our unconscious friend here must have been Misha. If that's the case, we encountered the Watchmaker's legacy from the beginning, didn't we?
Well, I have a sarcastic friend who says I always take big detours and end up back where I started. Perhaps that's what every nameless has to go through. But in the end, you found me. I'm sure you're all wondering what my legacy is. I believe my hound has mentioned the Stellaron and my wealth. If I may apologize, the Stellaron part is real. As for my wealth, however, it's nothing more than a baseless rumor. I left my homeland as a child and embarked on the journey of Trailblaze. I traveled to various planets until finally reaching Esdana, where my friends and I built the original Penacony and fought for its future ever since. I've been moving forward all my life, doing what I could to overcome the obstacles in my path. But ultimately, my journey reached its end, and I left behind no possessions worth entrusting. So, if you ask what's left within this worn-out train engine that can be called a legacy, I suppose it's the things that are still burning in the engine's furnace. Now that you're well aware of the current situation of Penacony, I certainly hope that you'll help me get this world back on track. But I'll leave that decision to you, for the path of Trailblaze is never paved by others. All I have for you is a story and 2 gifts. I want to give you my pocket watch. It has accompanied me throughout my long journey, guiding that naive child forward, and has been blessed with the presence of so many great people up to this day. And my hat, too. The one who navigated for me placed it on my head and planted a fanciful thought in my mind. The trailblazing expedition will never end. Now, it's time for you to make your choice. Once you've made up your mind, open that door and enter the long dream of an old man. I'll be waiting for you at the end of this corridor of time.
All right, everyone, let's make a decision. Although I don't think anyone will have any objections.
Of course. We've come this far. Surely there's no other option than moving forward.
In that case, it's unanimous. Then let's proceed together to the end of this stream and tell Mikhail our decision.
Mikhail, where are you going?
Someone has to step up and save Lushaka. So why can't it be me, Misha?
Please don't go. And if you must, please take me with you. Don't leave me alone.
Even without me, you know how to proceed forward, brave Captain Misha. The compass is waiting for you. Haven't you always wanted to be a better adventurer than me? Now go, board that train and start your journey.
Where are you going, Mikhail?
I'm going to clean the floor in the parlor car. I've promised the conductor.
Wait, first tell me, did you fix this watch?
Yeah?
I know what it looked like before. Its chain was broken, the back case torn, and the marks on the dial all worn out. How did you manage to fix it?
Well, it's hard to explain, but I knew it could be fixed. It's the hands, Mr. Amundsen. Its hands were intact and pointing in the right direction, so I knew there would be a way to fix the rest.
I see. You'll work with me from now on. Haven't you always wanted to tinker with this train? You're its mechanic now. As for the conductor, I'll do the talking.
But I only know how to fix watches.
Don't worry. You've got what it takes. I'll teach you what you need to know.
Where are you going, legwork? It's time to head to our next stop.
I'm staying in Astana with Rosalina and Tiernan.
I see. This place reminds you of home.
The people of Astana have only achieved a tiny victory, and still have a long way to go towards true freedom. Hanunu needs us. Don't worry, not all journeys lead to the stars. Even if I leave the Express, our path of Trailblaze will continue.
Yeah. I knew you wouldn't stay on the Express forever. Leave in peace, my friend. And, take this with you.
This is Mr. Amundsen's hat. But why?
When he departed, he said he would leave it to his best student. Well, I suppose the time has come. Farewell, legwork. Take care of Tiernan and Rosalina. And don't forget to write to us.
Where are you going, watchmaker?
Don't worry, Micah. Just going on a little trip. Someone has to be at the forefront of the interstellar frontier, and I'm the only former nameless in Penacony. So why can't it be me?
Because you're all we have! Have you forgotten about Tiernan? The cosmos is way more dangerous now. What will happen to Penacony if we lose you too?
But what will happen to Penacony if we don't find a way out? Tiernan. How could I ever forget him? I've spent countless sleepless... We Nameless won't stop. Don't worry, Micah. It's just a matter of getting back to my old profession. Just wait for me to come back. But if, and it's a big if I don't come back in one piece, then you'll become the next watchmaker.
Where are you going, old man?
Oh, you're here.
Answer my question. What are you up to?
Relax, Gallagher. I just came up with a great idea. Wanna hear it?
Oh, come on! Aren't all your ideas just ways to get yourself killed? I may be blunt here, but you're the last remaining hero in Penacony. If you die too,
Yes. I'm afraid there's no way out in Penacony, so I'll have to consider alternatives beyond Astana. We'll organize a festival
using the Watchmaker's legacy as a facade, and send invitations to the entire cosmos to gather people here.
So, a desperate struggle against the family?
Desperate? Don't we have you here, my friend? This task is challenging. Make sure to send an invitation to the Astral Express.
Misha! Where are you going?
Oh, it's you, Clocky. Take me to Dreamflux Reef. Last night, I had a long dream about the day we met.
Write it down? Why?
Oh, so I won't.
Of course! You told me that when you were a kid?
Yes, but I was a kid. And there was always a special I wanted to have a pocket watch like that too.
Yeah. Every night.
But you know what? It wasn't until the day my grandma gave it to me that I realized it wasn't a pocket watch at all. It was a compass. So, your name should have been Compassy. And the Watchmaker is just a nameless.
We've arrived at Dreamflux Reef. So, where to next?
You know, Clocky, I don't think I'll be going anywhere else. I've traveled far enough. It's time for a little break.
Oh. So, we'll set out again. When you're rested?
No, I'll stay here. And then, this is where it ends.
This is... where it ends? What do you mean, Misha? You told me that the trailblazing expedition would never end.
Yeah, that's what I said. So now, it's up to you to decide your next destination.
My next destination? What's that supposed to be? I've been following you. Misha? You're acting weird today. If you're feeling down, we can just do what we usually do. With the clockwork.
No, I'm not feeling down. As for clockwork, yeah, it resolves all problems in this dream. So, do you know what clockwork actually is?
I'm not quite sure.
Well, everyone gets lost at times. They may hesitate and doubt which way to go. That happens in this dreamscape and beyond. But don't worry. Everyone goes through moments of uncertainty and hesitation. Eventually, they gather the courage to make bold decisions. Whether it's calming, joyful, angry, or sad, all they need is a little nudge to take that step toward where they truly belong. I'm leaving that little nudge with you, and I hope you'll share it with others. Such is the essence of clockwork.
The will of the Trailblaze. Clocky's hands spin around non-stop, indicating confusion, frustration, and weakness. But ultimately, people still need to move forward.
Just like your hands, always pointing ahead. This is where my journey ends. From now on, it is your path to walk.
Trailblazing means taking paths your predecessors forswore, and venturing even further. The Penacony in Mikhail's dreams does not belong to Order. I can't believe that Eon would cast a glance at Penacony at a time like this. Is it because of the resonance from the legacy of the Trailblaze? Or perhaps the bond between you is so strong that it even impresses an Eon?
Well, there might be another possibility. Perhaps they want to witness, on behalf of the fallen Eons, who will hold the future of Penacony.
If that's the case, on behalf of the Dream Master of Penacony and the 107,336 members of the Oak family, I'm cordially inviting you all to the Penacony Grand Theater to participate in the upcoming Charmony Festival. And, of course, you won't be in the audience, but on center stage. Since the future of the Stellaron, Penacony, and even the entire cosmos is at stake, let's draw a conclusion there, in all fairness. If you truly believe in Akavili's path, then show me their courage and determination. Please stay tuned. Ha! Please stay tuned. We need a strategy. Time to test our rapport. Dreams do come true.
Commencing support.
Let the show begin!
Do you admit this crime?
In the mood for another
Order
beating?
of the execute the Marastruck! No one misses the Marastruck. Enemy data secure. Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
Time to mix things up. Great teamwork. Let's improvise.
Enemy targets detected. Ready for another? It's time.
Step up, let's see ya.
Dreams do come true. Please stay tuned.
Does that mean he wants to fight us during the Charmony Festival?
I'm afraid so.
This is weird. Aren't Arc villains usually plotting some dirty conspiracy in the end?
Well, in my opinion, Sunday, I sensed a strong conviction and a desire for dominance in him. That's why he'll give it his...
Yeah, you're right. We've even dealt with a Lord Ravager.
Anyway, now that we've taken up the mantle, we can't afford to fail them.
However, the same applies to the Order. A desire to dream. They've harnessed the will of an entire planet to create an Eon.
What do you mean?
I believe Firefly is trying...
Before I left, the Destiny Slave told me that this journey would bring unforgettable rewards. Even though the script he gave me only had a few lines, because one of the lines said...
3 times?
The first time was a painful death when I was stabbed by the Blade of Dormancy. So now I've understood the meaning of my second death. And I am prepared to face it. Only by achieving victory in this battle can we secure a future for Penacony. And only then, my third and final death.
The most terrible...
The true death. Where everyone in Penacony loses themselves completely in the...
We must do everything we can to prevent that.
Have you made up?
Yes.
Thank you again for your assistance for the Astral Express. May we meet again, in reality.
Yeah. Farewell, everyone. I dreamed of a scorched earth.
Everyone, are you ready?
A new shoot sprouted from the earth. It bloomed in the morning sun and whispered to me. Like fireflies to a flame, life begets death. May we meet again in reality.
After today, Japella's name will disappear from cosmic history. And the Everflame, that's your next stop.
Land of the Dream. You mean...
Silverwolf told me about it. It's such a shame.
Well, I want to live. I'm never afraid people die. And I am no exception. We have to...
Do you exist?
Are you not the same, Blade? If I were to die now, though its definition escapes me, isn't this the answer that ordinary people... The tombstone that belongs to me once bore the inscription, it will bear the name Firefly.
That's quite unexpected, old man. I can sense that this false sweet dream is coming to an end. The Nameless, it's a shame you won't be able to see it firsthand. Maybe I won't either. Once something fictional is seen through, it ceases to exist, yeah. Not just those Nameless. Even Mr. Wings is just like you. Stubborn, won't listen, but in the end, we managed to do it. Now we can find solace. Remember how those idiots... Well, I don't know if they really meant it, but... If longing for freedom means going to hell, then I'll be joining you soon, you fool. Let's get together and have supper again in hell. Oh, I almost forgot. There's one more thing. Here's to you. A glass of hello and goodbye, Trailblazer. To the imperfect tomorrow.
warm here, isn't it? You're lucky to have found shelter from the rain. Let alone for...
I was just following the scent of life. It's particularly strong in a place like this. It's a shame these berries don't have much flavor.
Seriously? In case you didn't know, this fruit, it becomes extremely spicy. Have you?
I can still taste certain things, like a faint sweetness. Before coming here, I stopped by a place called Orkron. It had barren cliffs and nights lit by bonfires. The flavor wasn't exactly sweet, but it left a lasting impression. When I think back on my don't worry about it. Losing oneself is a reality that every self-annihilator must face. At least I haven't completely lost my senses and memories yet.
Well, congratulations on adding another footnote to your journey. By the way...
No, I had a companion in Orkron. She's a short, nameless girl who aspired to explore IX. She always said she'd walk a path deeper and farther than Akavili's.
Quite an ambition for such a small girl. So, what happened?
She became stagnant water.
Well...
Condolences. I don't need them. The girl left with a smile. She never regretted her choice and most definitely wanted me to say goodbye with a smile. So...
That's proof that you're grieving for her.
Or...
Afraid.
I'm afraid I'll forget the 30 days I spent with her. Just like all the other days in my life. Most of them have already. I fear that those vivid red memories will fade away too. There isn't...
Hard to imagine. A ranger...
Because I have experienced this warmth many times. As long as this red color still lingers, I have a chance to fulfill that promise. In the end, it will lead me beyond the horizon of existence. And on the other side, I will cut off nihility.
The one blessed by the sleeping and shapeless is considering how to kill them. That's truly pure nihility. But you're right about one thing. After spending so...
When will this rain ever stop?
Perhaps when the sun...
Have you heard of a planet named Biari Scamandros, Don Hung? It's one of the Paradise Kingdoms under the influence of the Harmony. Half an Amber Era ago, the family held an unprecedented festival there.
Do you think the same thing will happen on Pentecost?
Yes. Or how else can we explain it? The family deliberately used the Watchmaker's invitation to keep all the paths...
Because of the nihility, I'm rarely affected by the power of other paths, but somehow I can unconsciously infiltrate them. Maybe that's the risk they're trying to avoid.
I would disagree. Biari Scamandros is not part of the credit system or connected to the Silver Rail. It's nothing more than a remote civilization sheltered by the Harmony. But Penacony is different. If the family messes with Penacony, that would be like declaring war on almost half of the factions in the cosmos. They have no reason to do that.
No, they don't. If they truly serve the Harmony, that is.
What do you mean?
The path in Penacony is impure. The Harmony here has impurities.
Do you remember the ancient swarm disaster? Tazerond, the propagation, brought endless havoc to the universe, and it eventually evolved into a fierce battle among all eons. 2 paths lost their eons in that war. The propagation and the order. Coincidentally, their downfall is related to a certain eon.
Shipe, the Harmony. Legend has it that they participated in the crusade against the Imperator Insectorum, and devoured Anna the Order for unknown reasons.
Holy forgaroni. So you're saying that the 2 leaderless paths are working behind the scenes?
But I don't see any descendants of the propagation in Penacony.
I can't say for sure, but they're definite.
Holy wabba-boo. Now, this is getting way too complicated. Is this why you want us to leave Astana right away? Are you giving up?
The Charmony Festival will start soon. There's one thing that I need to confirm no matter what.
Time is... I have another plan.
Hold on. Are you thinking of...
Exactly. The assistance from the Lawful Cloud Knights would be enough.
Think it over carefully. You can only use that once in your lifetime.
I have considered it thoroughly. My companions are... They're also once-in-a-lifetime treasures.
Are you the only one here, my child? The Nameless is quite the diplomat. Our secrets have spread like wildfire within the family. And IPC starships are gathering towards Astana. This is a crucial moment for us. So, where is the chosen one who harmonizes the varied sounds?
What do you mean, Master? I'm right here in front of you, aren't I?
You know, she was supposed to be the star of the Charmony Festival in our plan.
But the plan has changed. As her brother, I know she doesn't want to sing for the Order. So I'll take her place.
You've always been wise beyond your years. I'm sure you understand the consequences of your choice.
If you consider this a betrayal, well, there can't be 2 suns in the sky. I'll step up and take down the other sun if necessary.
Do you believe in karma?
If karma exists, then everyone has their own karma. You have yours, and I have mine. And my karma has nothing to do with you, Mr. Gopherwood.
All right. Since you're willing to sacrifice yourself for her, I'll grant your wish.
Well, the compromise came sooner than expected. Why?
You and your sister were born as twins of the Order. And one of you is destined to follow this path to the end.
Is this part of your plan?
Of course. You're still as clever as you were when you were a child. The opening is near. Go, my child. Seize the power of the Harmony and reveal your karma.
I have one final question, Master. Why did you choose to bring the Order to Penacony? Wouldn't it have been better to choose a desperate world instead of a city filled with hope and dreams. Why?
It's for justice, my child. If we lose justice in our hearts, we'll make the same mistake as the Harmony did.
So, it's not you who manipulates the dreamscape with the Stellaron, but...
Well, that's where our conversation ends. Go ahead. The 107,336 souls of the Oak family have dreamed of this moment too many times.
I shall ascend to the heavens, becoming the scorching sun. Bathed in my light, my people shall flourish, while all evil shall be eradicated.
This is the interior of the Penacony Grand Theater.
It's quite exhilarating to be flushed into the air by Soulglad. But why is the venue still closed when the Charmony Festival is about to start?
And not only that, the entire theater is eerily quiet. No audience, no staff, no one around.
Yeah, I wonder how many tickets... Hey, that's not what we should be concerned about!
Let's explore